If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description.
Alright, it's finally time for me to also give some thoughts on this new Drake and 21 Savage album, Her Loss. I only finished it a couple of days ago. I was extremely sick last Friday up to, all the way through like beginning of this week while this happened. So I didn't get to, do the live listening party for y'all. I apologize to everyone that was there. I got on a little bit and talked about it, but we're finally here. We're going to talk about Her Loss. We're going to talk about what's great, what's not so great, and what this album means, and if it, meet the expectations that we had. So let's jump straight into this. So Her Loss was this new album by Drake and 21 Savage that we kind of slid into with the Jimmy Cooks single that was on Honestly Nevermind, which I definitely enjoyed a hell of a lot. We had that great, soulful production on there, that sample, Metro Boomin also, of course, playing a big part on this new album. So we can definitely see those influences that make that very specific, dark, niche sound that 21 is always going for. And Drake fits onto that really well. We can kind of get a glimpse of that immediately when we jump into the album with a Rich Flex, which is the first track on here, which is also the one that's doing the best so far commercially or just on streaming services, because we have this great divide of like Drake doing those like singing vocals and at the beginning, and then 21 coming in there and just destroying that beat, and then also again we have a beat switch and Drake goes into his like little singing mode again, and then he himself delivers bars over a very, very dark beat that I would love to have 21 on. Sadly, we didn't get 21 on there. Throughout this whole album, 21 is the one that does better on these beats. 21 is the one that has a more menacing voice, that is kind of his character. He's a little bit more of the guy that you can kind of believe more of the stuff that he says on records like these than Drake. But that is not to take away from Drake's contributions to the album, because Drake is by far the more dominant part on here, while he's definitely not dominant in real life or in any relationships or encounters that he has. But anyway, Drake has 2/3 of the lyrical presence on here, so that's kind of like the stats that I saw. So this is definitely a Drake album with a lot of 21 features. That's kind of what we have to get out of the way first, because this is not really a collaborative album like What a Time to Be Alive was back in 2015. We can also just see this from the amount of single tracks they got on here. Drake got 4 single tracks with just him on there, and 21 got exactly 1, but even that 1 is 3 a.m. on Glenwood, so technically a Drake song. So we can definitely see that Drake is the one that has kind of like has the authority on here, let's say it like that. But nevertheless, 21 Savage does provide a lot of the highlights on this record. On any track that he's on, I'm waiting for the 21 verse to come in, because I know it's gonna go so hard. Drake did go hard too though, and he also went hella toxic, like way more than we know he kind of goes into. We know Drake is like a very nice guy. That's kind of like the reputation he's built up for himself. But on here, some of the bars on here are definitely very Future-like. Future's known for being very toxic, but Drake definitely, he's doing a good job on this one. Also, I feel like he's taking a lot of inspiration from Future, because y'all saw how he bought those strippers, those Chanel bags a couple of days ago. That was a very much Future move. Like, I could definitely see Future doing that too, but it was actually Drake, which I thought was funny. Maybe he's just simping. It could be some big time simping right there, but maybe he's also just a baller move. I don't know. But all in all, I thought that they would troll harder on this one, because we had all the cover art, we had the deep fake Howard Stern stuff, we had the fake Vogue cover, which, by the way, they're now being sued for $4 million by Vogue because they used fake Vogue covers. That is a savage move to do that without getting permission from Vogue. Also, they did the Vogue Essentials fake stuff, so they really went all in with the fakes on this one. The Tiny Desk as well. So I thought that this would be more trolling, but it's actually a pretty fire record. Like, all in all, this record is really, really good and really solid. We have one feature on here, which is Travis Scott on Pussy and Millions, which Travis definitely is the best part on this track. I don't think Drake or 21, either of them did a very good job on there. But the song itself, you know, people are saying song of the year, but I don't see that. That song is not something that I would want to go back to. Now, the ones that I do want to go back to is, for example, the first one, the Rich Flex. We have, for example, the BS one that they also performed, so that one was also pretty good. Also, Hours in Silence was also pretty good. We had Drake on that Middle of the Ocean track, which definitely brought back a lot of those older Drake vibes and Drake instrumentals that we kind of knew he could get on, and he showed us once again that, like, okay, I'm the Drake that is still doing all of that, but now we also have this new facade of me just being tough and like going hard. So I did like that they kind of bridged the gap with that one. And More M's is also very, very hard. I didn't think that 21 did a pretty good job on 3 a.m. on Glenwood. That could have been so much more legendary. Like 3 a.m. on Glenwood, that was like, people were like, oh, we got a timestamp on here. That is crazy. Like, we finally got a timestamp again. Drake is gonna go hard. And then we got this like 21 thing on there. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I'm not gonna go back to it. It could have been so much more, especially when you put a title like that on a track. You better make sure it's good, but it wasn't. It's not bad, but it's just like, it's not like one of those legendary timestamp things. Now, I do think it's definitely a step up from Honestly Nevermind when we're just talking about Drake, because he did kind of get retribution for that. People are saying it's as good as If You're Reading This Is Too Late, which is definitely not the case. Drake did, and I want to say this, you know, on wax, Drake did not do the same thing with this record as he did with If You're Reading This Is Too Late. If You're Reading This Is Too Late, that shit, that was, bro, before that, we were like, Drake is soft, Drake can't really rap, like, we had these, like, preconceived notions about Drake, and then he dropped If You're Reading This Is Too Late, and he proved everybody wrong. That record went so hard, you do not understand. But this one, this is not the same, bro. This is not on the same level as If You're Reading This Too Late. It's nice. It definitely proves to us it's that rap album that we were all wanting, you know, basically. I think we got to treat this more of like a Drake solo record with a lot of 21 features. So this is the rap album that we'd been wanting. This is like, after Honestly Nevermind, we were kind of like, okay, what's going on, Drake? This is the one that we wanted, but it's not If You're Reading This Is Too Late level. Not at all. Because I see a lot of people on Twitter say that, no, I don't agree with that. That is not what's going on right here. For 21, I believe it's a great move, because 21 is, you know, kind of like just snatching into the whole movement that Drake had going on, and into the Drake effect of it just getting millions of streams just by being out there, and it could be mid. So 21 is definitely doing big moves with this one, also considering how little of a part he has on here. He's definitely going to get some big respect, especially when the Metro Boomin album drops in December 2nd, I believe, and then he drops his solo record beginning of next year. That's kind of like my theory on that one. He's definitely big moves from 21 right there. But all in all, this album is actually pretty hard, and I'm happy that it went more serious than I thought they would troll more, or it would be more like CLB like, but it isn't. Actually, the songs are really good, and we see a side of Drake that we haven't seen in a long time, and I love that he went so hard on this one, and I love that he just talked his shit, didn't give a fuck what anybody had to say, and went a little bit into that toxic mode. It definitely made for some entertainment. But that's kind of my thoughts on this one. I know that it took me some long time to do this, but that's just kind of like off the top of my head after listening to it, after kind of also being involved in the rollout for this, you know, doing so many theories on this one and talking about it so much. I'm actually pretty happy with it. Like, I can actually say that. So that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you thought about this album. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What's your favorite song? What's your least favorite song? All your thoughts and your theories and opinions and reviews and all you got on this, please let me know in the comments down below.
If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.